Gotta listen to God, man. And you gotta listen to the man upstairs, no matter what. Um, I was talking to my friend yesterday, man, and he was telling me about stuff he's going through in his life. And I was like, "Have you prayed about it?" I asked him that. He was like, "Yeah." So I responded, and I was like, if you've prayed about it, if you talked to God about it, then what thoughts and what ideas was He putting in your head? And he told me, and I was like, okay, so what's holding you back from doing that? What's holding you back from, indulging on what God is telling you to do? He said, I just don't want to do it. He wanted to do it his own way. And he wanted to, go down his own path and try to figure things out on his own. And, that's where he went wrong. Like, you can't try to figure everything out on your own, man. If God's telling you to do something, you got to do it. Whether you want to do that thing or you don't, man. I know, you got to do the things you don't want to do so God can put you in the places that you deserve to be and that you're meant to be in. You know what I'm saying? And you got to trust Him. You got to have faith in Him. God will never put a wrong thought in your mind. Yeah, it may not make sense in a moment, stuff like that, but, He's guiding you down the right path. He'll never put you in a place you're not supposed to be. He'll never put you in a position that you're not supposed to be in. And, He has a plan for you. You got to trust Him with that plan. You got to have faith in Him. Just don't try to do everything on your own. Like, when you try to do everything on your own, like, it's hard and, it's not going to happen. And, you got to do everything that you can control and let God control the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going through the same thing a couple months ago. I was in a relationship, and, we broke up. I got broken up with and stuff like that. And I spent so much time trying to, figure out and just wonder what happened, where I went wrong, where it went wrong, and why, the outcome was what it was. Like, I spent so much time trying to do that, and I basically drove myself crazy, all the all the time I spent thinking and stuff like that. Like, I drove myself crazy trying to figure that out on my own, trying to, learn and, just wondering why things happen how they happen. And I was doing that instead of just trusting God. You know, God doesn't want you to do everything on your own. He wants you to do the things you can control, and He wants you to let Him control the rest. He wants you to put your trust in Him. He wants you to put your faith in Him to, do the things that you can't do in your human body. You know what I'm saying? God is there for you, bro. Like, that's when I turned to God. That's when I, started building my relationship with God. When I figured out, like, I can't do everything on my own. It's not possible. He put us on this earth for a reason, and it wasn't for us to just do everything on our own. That's not what He wants, bro. You got to turn to Him. You got to give all your worries, all your problems, all your anxieties. You got to give them to Him. Throw them at His feet, and He gonna scoop them up. I promise you. Because I went through the same thing, bro. I was trying to figure everything out on my own, and I had to figure out the hard way that that's not the way to go. You got to give them things over to God, and can't worry about them, bro. If you've prayed about something, there's no reason for you to worry about it, because God got you, bro. I promise you. I promise you, He does. God got you. If you said a prayer about something, if you prayed about something, then there's no reason for you worrying about it, because He's gonna make that thing happen when the time is right. You got to do your part too, but God's gonna make that thing happen. Prayer should bring you peace. Prayer should bring you, it should take those negative things, those negative thoughts out of your life, because you prayed about it. So let God do His work. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to, be anxious about it. You don't need to try to fix everything by yourself, because there's a reason you pray for it. There's a reason you went over to God for that thing. You know what I'm saying? So let Him do His work, And, like, the big thing, bro, relationship wise, life wise, anything, bro, there's going to be a point where you got to let go and let God. Like I was saying, like, if you prayed about a thing, you got to let that go and just let God work. Don't worry about it. Just let go, let God, no matter what the situation may be, man. I know this is hard. Like, there's things in our life that we don't want to let go of. There's things in our life that we always want to figure out, by ourselves. But, you got to let go and let God. In Psalms 46, He says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that He is God. Be still. Let Him work. Let Him do the work behind the scenes. Be still. Just let Him work. Like I said, sometimes you got to do the things you don't want to do for God to put you in the places where you want to be, or the places where you plan to be at. You got to do the things you don't want to do. You got to let go of that relationship. You got to let go of, that business, or, that sport. If there's anything, any situation, bro, where you're in a dilemma about letting go, just, trust that God got you, bro. Trust that God has a plan for you, and trust that He's going to put you where you need to be. He doesn't bring thoughts to your mind for no reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for everything. And like everybody always says, everything happens for a reason. Just trust Him. Have faith in Him. He will never lead you down the wrong path, ever. Stop trying to do everything on your own, man. Get those things that you can't control over to God and control the things that you can control. He's got you, bro. I promise you, He has a plan for you. If you haven't built that relationship with Him yet, man, I advise you to start working on that stuff. I advise you to start, building that relationship with God. Like I said before, man, He's done a lot of things in my life, and I know that He can do the same for you. And, that was just a quick word for y'all for today, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. If you have not subbed up yet, go hit that sub button. See y'all in the next one.